you call it old school surfing, power surfing, right? Really bury the rail, but still the judges, that's what they want to see. We've got scores coming in. Shane Beschen there with a 3.43, so here we go.
Here we go, starting for that little barrel, coming out.
Hank Gaskell in a barrel.
Gaskell.
Coming out with this guy's on fire, I'm telling you what. His first wave, a 5.0, answers right back with another great wave, and here goes White, Ian Crane answering right back. So good flurry, air, we're just seeing everything. We're tube ride, barrel, power surfing. Right in the last 2 minutes, we've seen a little bit of everything out there, and the judges are going to have their hands full trying to sort out what was the best, what was the most critical maneuver. I think you got to go with Hank Gaskell's tube ride, because he finished that up with a carve as well. But that air, that rail-to-rail carve from Shane Beschen, one maneuver wave, 3.43. Ian Crane in second place with 2 waves, and we're watching a little rope-a-dope there with competitor in the next heat. That's turning into a warm-up maneuver. That's jump rope. I don't do that. Do you?
No, I don't quite do it, but I've seen a lot of people done it in this event, and I'm quite interested now to try it and see how it feels.
Yeah, keep the legs going there. We wait for scores. That last wave of Hugh Gaskell, a 5.33. So he's got a 5.0 and a 5.33 as we watch out in the water. Yellow, just big. Cut back. That is White. I'm sorry. That is Ian Crane. And he is in second place currently. He's got a score coming up on the board, and Deej O'Connell, yellow, answering right back. It's just a lot of action. This is a great heat. All these guys are getting some good waves. The tide's starting to fill in a little bit. The waves are closing out a little bit less, and there's some open faces, and these guys are taking advantage of it. There's a close-up of White in our next heat.
Dane Henderson getting ready to his next heat. It's going to be the heat number 1 of round of 16, so stay tuned, because this is going to get really, really good. We're going to have Dio Cadena, Tanner Hendrickson, Dane Anderson, and Colin Moran on the next heat, so it's going to be a pretty good heat. And as we're watching this last heat, it's a really good heat with a lot of amazing surfers. Hank Gaskell on the lead with a 5.33 and a 5.0, just in tune with the ocean, and we're looking at red on a pretty good wave.
Shane Beschen got it some open face there, and he linked some maneuvers together. Shane Beschen, our veteran, former world title contender. I remember he had quite a race there with Kelly Slater. Actually, that year he started out with a perfect heat at the Gold Coast, 2:10s. Something that was the first time ever in the history of competitive surfing that anybody had a perfect heat score, 2:10s. You almost got that in Puerto, but Shane Beschen was the first. And
the best wave is at 5.33, second best wave is at 5.0. Wait for scores up there in a devious situation.
I think there were three 10s. Yeah, I think back in the day they used to count 3 waves, so he got the perfect heat with 3 10s. And
that's even more phenomenal.
Yes,
I should have remembered that. I think we're going to have to check the statistics. I don't know when they started.
I think so. And nobody has done it yet. Kelly got 2 10s in Chopu that one year, but nothing like that.
You had in Puerto a 10 and a 9.9 or something like phenomenal by that run time. So you're right up there in the record book as well. So
yeah, that was a great heat. I remember 10 and a 9.93, so almost.
Well, Shane Beschen with that last wave of 5.83 moved up into second place. Ian Crane, his last wave, a 4.20 and a 3.30. Those are keepers, but he's in third place. He needs a 5.07. Hank Gaskell holding on to the lead with a 5.33 and a 5.0. And Deej O'Connell from Maui, as well as Hank, he's down in 4th place in yellow. He's a 6.56. So Deej, not what we expected. He was 2nd place at last contest in El Salvador to Hank Gaskell. Hank Gaskell surfing up to the expectations, and Shane Beschen, you can never count him out till the horn. He's in 2nd place. Ian Crane having a great contest, and he's in 3rd place. But with 12 minutes 20 seconds remaining, we're halfway through this heat, so this things could shift around just like that.
Yeah, and Hank's super nice guy, really mellow. And then he's just super connected with the ocean. We saw him in El Salvador, always getting the best waves, surfing really solid, with a beautiful line. And here now he's with a pretty solid lead. He has a 5.33 and a 5.0. So Hank is one of the favorites for me, I think.
Yeah, Hank, you gotta be right in there with the favorites. Right at this point, it starts being difficult to sort it out. At the earlier rounds, you go, okay, that guy's looking pretty good. Now we're into the round where everybody looks good. Everybody is within striking distance. So Hank Gaskell definitely a standout in this heat. He's in the lead. But we've got under 12 minutes remaining, so there's plenty of time for this lead to switch around. And we've seen Deej O'Connell in El Salvador move through the semifinal heat on his last ride, and out in the water now. There goes that's
white.
Yellow, I think. No, it's yellow, white.
White.
It's
Ian Crane.
Ian Crane.
He's needing a 5.07, so.
Ian Crane just nonstop. He's caught a lot of waves. That's wave number 5. And there we go. That was blue, I believe.
That was blue.
Our heat leader, Hank Gaskell, he's trying to better on a 5.0, so he won't get that on that last wave. But you got to keep the rhythm going. You don't want to sit too long. Try and pace yourself. We're taking our best 2 waves. We told you earlier about that legendary heat of Shane Beschen. He was in a title race with Kelly Slater. Started off the year with 3 10s.
3 10s.
3 10s.
Wow, amazing. And how can we forget that heat he had with Kelly Slater in Huntington Beach for the world title?
Yeah, that was the heat of it was the world title. He was in the lead. Kelly had priority. Shane took off on a wave. Kelly, tactical thing, took off behind him outside in red into a closeout. That was Shane Beschen, the guy we're talking about. So he took off. Kelly, being the competitor he was, took off on that wave. In those days, if you had priority, it was your wave, and the other surfer on the heat got an interference. Shane Beschen got an interference. He was really, really upset because it was just tactics that kept him from winning that contest, and it kind of just took the air out of his balloon. He just never really recovered from that. Otherwise, he may have had a world title under his belt. But it was a great, very exciting moment, and Kelly Slater, the great competitor that he is, just took advantage of the situation and made it happen. Went on to win the final. The final, he finished it off with a really, really beautiful wave too. I remember he pulled an aerial and into a barrel outside. Pulling into a barrel is Hank Gaskell, and he definitely had a chance of coming out of that. Unfortunately, he didn't. That was one of the bigger waves. Wave closed out on him, but he was under the curtain for quite a while.
Mr. Kelly Slater, quite a monster in the heat.
Kelly Slater, what a legend.
On red, on a nice barrel. Let's see if he can make it out. Unfortunately, he doesn't make it. And Slater, talking about the legend Slater, it's amazing what he has accomplished as an athlete. He's been on the game for like quite a while, surfing against legends, and he's still there.
Last right for white is a 4.47. Second is Grace, a 4.20. You're in third place with a 4.80.
So that last wave of Ian Crane, a 4.47, that's going to help his cause, but it's not going to be enough to move him into second and advancing position. He needs a 4.80. Red, last ride, 1.43. So Red, Shane Beschen holding on to second place. And in first place, Hank Gaskell.
And there, we're just seeing surfers from next heat, the Mexican Diego Cadena, and I think it's Tanner Hendrickson in yellow going into the water, so he's going to be a pretty good heat. First heat of round of 16.
There are 4 surfers in the heat, but I bet you all that noise was for our Mexican boy, Diego Cadena, one of the favorite surfers here in Mexico, for sure. And, you know, one of my favorite surfers, too. Guys, first guy in the water, last guy out. Loves to surf, always got a smile, always got a kind word and a helping hand. Great surfer. Hope he does well this next heat.
Yeah, it's truly a waterman. You know, he's from Sayulita. He loves to be in the ocean. If he's not surfing, he's fishing. If he's not fishing, he's paddle surfing. If he's not paddle surfing, he's stand-up surfing. He's doing everything, you know. He's just truly a waterman and really amazing surfer, you know, really radical, strong, and he has the moves.
And if you're ever in Sayulita, go have dinner at his mom's restaurant. The best fish dinner I've ever had in my entire life.
Yes, it's amazing.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
It's an experience in itself, dinner with Diego Cadena's mom's restaurant. It's worth a trip.
It's worth a trip for sure. And then upstairs, I think, in the same building, you have his brother Tigre. He has a little bar there. It's like a surfer bar where everybody hangs out after the surf, and it's a pretty good vibe. You know, Sayulita is a small town, but really friendly, really fun to go visit, and it's only a few hours from here, I think. So if you're a beginner, you want to learn, you can go to Sayulita. It's a perfect place to learn how to surf, and you have Tigre Surf School, that's Diego Cadena's brother, so you can go there and have some fun. We're at the 5-minute line, so 5 minutes remaining. Hank Gaskell from Hawaii on blue, still in first place with a 5.33 and a 5.0. In red, Shane Beschen, the veteran, in second with a 5.83 and a 3.43. In white, Ian Crane in third with a 4.47 and a 4.20. 2-0 needing a 4.80, and yellow, O'Connell with a 2.70 and a 1.83, only needs a 6.56. So this heat is almost over. We're at the 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Next heat is already getting to the water. And as we're looking at white,
Ian
Crane going for the big air.
Oh, look at that, dude.
What a nice rotation.
That was a great rotation, but the height that he got on that would have really been a high-scoring wave. And they're telling me, I'm learning all as we go, but you need some onshore wind to land those kind of things to actually blow you back down. He was behind the wave when he landed out in the water here. We're going to watch real quick wave. That was Hank Gaskell, our heat leader, in blue.
And there goes Tanner. Really pumped. He's a great surfer. We've seen him on his past few heats. Really solid surfer.
Yeah, if you're just joining us now, we're at the Quicksilver Surf Open Acapulco, and quite a contest we've had. We've been surfing great waves all week. We're down to the round of 16 next heats. We're finishing off the round of 32. So if you're tuning in right now, there goes our surfer in yellow, Deej O'Connell from Maui. And he's in fourth place. He needs a 6.56. Hasn't had a real great heat. He's got a 2.70 and a 1.83. So he's got his work cut out for him with 3 minutes remaining. It's going to be pretty rough for him. He needs 2 waves. He needs a 6.56, but in these conditions, that's a pretty difficult score to get. Not out of his reach, though, but the highest wave of the heat so far today in this heat is a 5.33 from his fellow surfer from Maui, Hank Gaskell, who is leading this heat. But you kind of need a combination, I think, and he doesn't have a wave to build on, so it's looking like Ian Crane in 3rd place, needing a 4.80 is the guy within striking distance.
Yeah, I think so. And as we're 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining, I think there's a set coming. I don't know. I can see a few lines. So let's see what these guys have to offer. Let's see if they can find an open wave to get those scores. And we're almost. Oh, red on a nice wave. Shane Beschen, beautiful backside snap. I love to see Shane surf. He just...
You know, it's just really good for the contest. I was telling you earlier, I just went up and thanked him for coming and competing because he's just such a legend, you know, in the sport, even though he's not that old. But, you know, just for these younger guys to see that, hey, I can still be competitive in my 40s, and I'm just going to live the lifestyle and just keep going and charging hard. Shane Beschen really hasn't missed a beat. He's been out of the public eye, been living over in Hawaii and surfing, and there goes yellow. That's Deej O'Connell going for a big closeout re-entry. He knows he needs something big there, you know. He's in 4th place. There's only a minute remaining. He needs a 6.56, and now he needs a 6.93.
That makes it your 2nd best wave. You're still in 2nd place. Maybe a 4.5 to take lead.
In that last wave of Shane Beschen, a 3.20, that 3.80, that kind of closes the gap between 1st and 2nd, but it makes it a little bit more difficult also for Ian Crane and White, now needing a 5.17 with 35 seconds remaining. So here goes White. This is going to be his last chance. He's big, straight through the lip. One more, floats it down. He lands it. You know, we're just going to have to wait for the judges. That's going to be really close, in my opinion. He had 2 big maneuvers. We'll have to see. It's going to be real close. Sometimes when he gets that close, as we watch Hank Gaskell finishing off that heat, he's going to go through in 1st. And there goes the countdown. So right now, it's up to the judges' decision. Ian Crane, with that last wave in 3rd place, needs a 5.17. Let's see what